All right, welcome back, everyone. So if I told you to pack your bags because you're heading on an 11-day, all-expense-paid trip out west to cities like Denver, Phoenix, L.A., Portland, Sacramento, and finally San Antonio, I'm sure you'd be stoked. I mean, you can go to the mountains in Denver, maybe do some skiing, hit up Hollywood in L.A., meander through the Riverwalk in San Antonio. It all sounds so great, but this trip is going to be far from relaxing for your Charlotte Hornets, who are shorthanded due to injuries and coming off one of their worst losses of the season. And by the way, this is a business trip. This is not fun. And they're going against some tough teams, especially the Western Conference, which is considered the tougher conference in the NBA. And 4 of the 6 teams they're going to play currently in the playoffs. Charlotte remains without Cody Zeller, with surgery on his fractured right hand. And then Jeremy Lamb is still considered day-to-day with that hamstring injury. But head coach James Borrego looks at this 11-day trip as a chance to bond and bounce back in the face of adversity, and most importantly, figure out who they truly are as a team.
I expect our guys to come off this trip better. That's the number one goal. After this road.
The Hornets face the Nuggets in the first game of that road trip tomorrow at 5 o'clock. In the NFL, we all know it was a disappointing for your Carolina Panthers, but if you're looking for a bright light in a sea of darkness, look no further than the law offices of Kuechly and McCaffrey, because they're going to get results for you. So it's no surprise both of them were named All-Pros today. Kuechly named to the AP All-Pro first team as a linebacker. He ranked 8th in the league with 130 tackles, 20 of them for a loss, which was the most by any player in franchise history with the Panthers. He also had 2 forced fumbles, an INT, and a fumble recovery. And then we move on to McCaffrey and his accolades, named to the second team All-Pro as a flex player. Now, all he did was break record after record, setting a franchise record with 1,964 yards from scrimmage this season, which was 3rd in the NFL this year. He had 107 receptions, the most by any running back in NFL history in a season, became just the 3rd player in NFL history with over 1,000 yards rushing and 100 receptions. Case in point, these two are really, really good. The Panthers fans should be excited about the future of at least those 2 guys.
The kick is good. Rams win it, and on to Super Bowl 53 they go.
2nd and goal to Burkhead. Burkhead is heading back again for the 3rd straight year.
My gosh. Largely thought of as the greatest day in sports. It did not disappoint. 2 conference championship games coming down to the final possession in overtime. Welcome to Sports Extra. Will Kunkel, Josh Sims. Not a bad day.
Not a bad day at all. We've been waiting for good games in this playoffs. We got them today. Whether or not the officiating calls were all correct, that's another story. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Sports is the ultimate reality TV show. Yeah. You could not script or predict what happened today.
The NFL could script it.
Sounds like a... Anyway, let's get to what's coming up in the next half hour on this show. First of all, we're going to let you know who's in Super Bowl 53. You saw the top of the show. We've got the Rams, we've got the Pats, and we'll show you how they got there. Plus, Sean Payton, he's going to weigh in on that awful call. Plus, we're going to talk some Carolina Panthers. As owner David Tepper spoke on his first season on the job here in Charlotte. Plus, the Hornets, they go for a 3rd win in a row at Indiana. Newsflash, that didn't happen. And the Checkers have a new teammate that's become an instant fan favorite. But we start with today's action, Will. Championship Sunday. What a day.
You said it. Finally, we've been waiting to see some good football. This was the best football I've seen in a full day in a really long time.
Yeah, it was great to see some great games. Neither one of us has a dog in the fight, so we can just enjoy.
That's the best part, is you can watch it without wanting to pull your hair out. Now, all Panthers rooting for the Saints in this one, taking on the Rams. 2nd quarter, Saints up 13-3, and Jared Goff to Brandon Cooks down just outside the end zone. And then Todd Gurley, he takes care of the rests. Rams down 3.
On to the 3rd quarter we go. Drew Brees to Taysom Hill. He's throwing it. He's receiving it. This guy does it all for the Saints. That makes it 20-10 at that point. Later in the 3rd, Goff to Tyler Higbee for the 1-yard touchdown. Rams back within 3. What a game. Back and forth, Will.
And we're tied 20-20. Saints driving for the win. Drew Brees looking for Tommy Lee Lewis. And Nickel Roby Coleman lays him out.
Woo. and no flag on the play. Are you serious?
I swear there was no penalty on this.
That's got to be a joke.
Sean Payton did not think it was funny.
Just getting off the phone with the league office, they blew the call, and man, there were a lot of opportunities though, but that call puts it 1st and 10. We're on an E3 plays, and it's a game-changing call. They blew the call. They said it should never have not been a call. They said not only was it interference, it was helmet to helmet. There were 2 calls. They couldn't believe it.
Sean, did you call
So that
them?
was
Did you call them or they called you?
no. We spoke initially, then I called to follow up, and first thing Al said when I got on the phone, we messed it up.
Speaks volumes. Unbelievable. Already on the league with the league after the game. And 19 seconds to go. Greg Zuerlein looking to send it in overtime. Nails the bomb to send it into overtime. More on the overtime rules in just a second, though.
Yeah, Saints with the ball first, 2nd and 16. Breeze looking for Michael Thomas, but he's picked off by John Johnson III. And then Zuerlein with the iron foot, 57 yards out. And he has got it. The Rams get the win, 26-23. They're going to the Super Bowl. And I know
that kick was absolutely beautiful. Coach Handsome himself, Sean McVay, everyone's trying to find the next Sean McVay. The Rams have the Sean McVay, and he was on full display today. Josh Sims was blessed enough to watch this game unfold right before his very eyes. What a treat that must have been, Josh.
Yeah, coming to you from First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio, where, well, I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's hard to figure out this Carolina Panthers team. I mean, it was 5 weeks ago. They were 6-2, playing some of their best ball of the season. Fast forward 5 weeks, and now they're 6-7, scratching their heads, trying to figure out exactly what has gone wrong. It's been a number of different things they've pointed to, from some injuries, a lot of people looking at Cam Newton's shoulder, Ron Rivera pointing to maybe not even having the right personnel on this team. You can definitely point to the fact that they've given up big plays over the top in the last several games, but here we are after a 26-20 loss to the Cleveland Browns. The Panthers can't seem to win on the road. And you know what? It's hard to admit it, but the Browns actually look like the better team out there on the field today. Well, that's all I got to say for now, but I know the people probably don't want to see it, but show them the highlights from today's game.
Oh, good. Make me. Surely nobody thought that they were actually going to win this game, did they? Did you?
Well, you heard me on the pregame show this morning. I picked the Philadelphia Eagles to win this game. And going into the second half, I was like, there's no way that the Panthers come back and pull off this monumental comeback for a win. And then, of course, the fourth quarter happens. The Panthers wake up and they learn from their mistakes from last week where they were down 17-0. Once again, but this time around, they're able to convert. And after the game, Greg Olsen and Cam Newton both talked about the hurry-up offense for this team, and they said it's not about panicking when you get in the hurry-up offense. It's just about making plays and establishing a nice momentum, no huddle, and just getting the ball out so your playmakers quick and having them make plays. That's exactly what they did in this game, Will, and that's what got them back in the fourth quarter. It's the moment we look forward to after every Panthers game, when Cam Newton strolls to the podium for his post-game presser. Only our anticipation has nothing to do with what he's about to say. It's got everything to do with what he's got on. You have to see it to believe it. Cam Newton's Sunday best.
Fashion is like beauty. It's in the eye of the beholder.
And Cam has an eye for the, let's say, eccentric clothing.
I look around the league, not only just in football, but in all sports and modeling and entertainment and everywhere.
Cam is okay taking fashion risks that others won't, and he admits it doesn't always work out.
And I know it's a lot of times I even look back at the things that I wear and like, golly, like what was I feeling, what was I wearing? But that's what it's all about. It's about self-expression. And it's just you swing sometimes and you hit a grand slam, you swing sometimes and you miss. But just as long as you keep swinging.
Even when he becomes an internet meme.
You can't laugh at yourself sometimes, then it is what it is.
Because for Cam, it's simple.
You look good, you play good, they pay good. The rest is history. Thank you.
So there you have it. Now you know why every time he enters this room, well, first thing we do, grab our phones, get ready to take a picture, because every time it's social media gold. Reporting at Bank of America Stadium, I'm Josh Sims for Fox 46 Charlotte.